So what's happening, guys? So my man on Instagram, so you look beautiful. Surplus Arsenal actually had this question for me today, and I was thinking about doing this live on it. So when he had that question, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go live on beta-alanine, and he was asking me exactly what the video description says. Do I think that beta-alanine is worth it in a pre-workout? And we'll get into it as far as the effects and everything. You see here. Keep it live for a few minutes before we get going. Get another drink of water here. Went to go see a movie today. I saw Equalizer, #3. It was cool. I actually went, we went to a megaplex, and they had those seats that actually move with the movie. That was interesting. I don't think I'd go back and use them again. There was so much gunfire, fighting, that the seats almost jerked my popcorn out of my lap. It was pretty fun, haven't experienced that before. So I know it's gonna be recorded, so we'll jump into this. Should beta-alanine be in pre-workouts? So I guess the first thing is what is beta-alanine? For those that don't know, beta-alanine is an ingredient in pre-workouts that gives you the paresthesia, which is the pins and needles, the itching, the scratching, the tingling. And what happens, the way that comes about is once you take beta-alanine, it's converted into carnosine. And then what happens is as the body's converted into carnosine, it creates hydrogen ions. And these hydrogen ions immediately start to drop the pH in your body. And what that does is that stimulates all the nerve endings in your body. So you get the pins, needles, itching, and scratching, for those that want to know. Beta-alanine has a saturation point. And I actually was writing an article on this. I didn't post it on the website yet. I got so busy with the move. I actually have a few articles I kind of have to go over and touch up, add some more stuff to them. But the beta-alanine, to get the endurance effects from beta-alanine, and as it's turned it into carnosine, you actually literally have to reach 28 days of 6 grams per day, or it seems to be 2 to 3 grams for double that to get to the benefits of beta-alanine. So I've taken beta-alanine both ways. I literally, like I told my man Surplus, I've literally gone off beta-alanine because I wanted to see what the effects were. So letting you guys know that beta-alanine has some acute effects, despite what you're going to be hearing, what you hear on YouTube. Like, we do say you have to be saturated, but the saturation is mainly for the more reps and more sets that you maybe get in the gym. But the acute effects, so let's say you're not saturated and you take it in a pre-workout, that increase of carnosine, creating those hydrogen ions in the body, reduces fatigue like that. So beta-alanine in pre-workouts, in my opinion, I don't know what your guys' opinion is. I don't even know if anybody's going to jump on here and ask some questions, but in my opinion, I think it serves a purpose in a pre-workout because it does stimulate a anti-fatigue effect once you take the pre-workout 10, 15 minutes in. So it almost preps you mentally and somewhat physically to get your butt in the gym. And that's the biggest thing. Getting into the gym to crush a workout. Whether you're 100%, whether you're 80%, the biggest thing is keeping up that consistency. And beta-alanine at 3.2 grams, 2 grams, whatever, in a pre-workout to lessen fatigue when it kicks in 15 minutes. In my opinion, I think it's worth it for most people out there, majority of people. Those that want the increased effects of more sets and more reps in the gym, you will have to be saturated. And the saturation point, once you reach that point, you do notice a big difference if you train like me or like most people in there, where we're just in there pounding it out, trying to get as many reps, many sets, trying to stimulate that muscle. You do notice effects on beta-alanine it's worth it, in my opinion, if you have a goal, whether it's endurance, whether it's training for muscle gain, to get yourself to a point of saturation to where when you do take a pre-workout and you go into the gym, you feel those effects. Most people honestly don't even know what I'm talking about and haven't experienced the saturation point of beta-alanine. So, in my opinion, on both sides, whether somebody's a beginner, whether somebody's advanced, beta-alanine in a pre-workout is going to do well as far as lessening fatigue, if anything, and getting your butt in the gym. One thing that one other thing that beta-alanine does, carnosine does. So beta-alanine increases carnosine, and I wrote it up in here on the article here. There's multiple effects with carnosine. So it's not just the pins and needles. So if you're looking on the healthy side, so when I look into ingredients, I'm not just looking at how I'm going to be in the gym. I try to look into ingredients and study them and dive deep down the rabbit hole to say, okay, what does carnosine do? What does beta-alanine, the conversion of it, do to the body in a healthy aspect? And I wrote something up here. So it's found in high concentrations in the brain, the heart, the muscles, the organs, the gastrointestinal tissues, because the body actually makes carnosine on its own. And it's a powerful antioxidant. It's there to protect against damage caused by free radicals. So we got free radical scavengers. So this is going to help with ROS, which is reactive oxidative species. And it also helps with alpha beta unsaturated aldehydes created by pre-oxidation of fatty acid cell membranes during oxidative stress. So there are more benefits beyond the idea of how we're kind of like tunnel vision looking at like, how is this going to be for my pre-workout? How is this going to enhance my training? What is it going to do for you? It's going to do way more than just lessen fatigue if you're not saturated, or it's going to do way more than just lessen fatigue and get you more sets and reps in the gym, taking beta-alanine randomly, 3-4 days a week. So it's going to help with oxidative stress. It's going to help with ROS, which is a big contributor nowadays to diseases. So cancer, all kinds of diseases have been actually linked to oxidative stress in the body. So I think beta-alanine is a wonderful thing. The other thing it does, which I've actually noticed, is it says it regulates blood sugar levels. So it does that, honestly, through the oxidation and also the less of the fatigue dropping. Because if you're fatigued, you're inflamed, then your cortisol levels are going to be up a little bit. Your sugar levels are going to be up a little bit. So that's a nice thing there. It also has been shown to chitlate heavy metals, and what that does is if it binds to heavy metals, what they mean by chitlate, it actually kind of binds them together and chitlates them so they can actually be removed from the body. Taurine does that as well. That's why I was mentioning that taurine and beta-alanine together really is it's not a bad combination. It's not going to do anything to you, but beta-alanine lessens the uptake of taurine. So our body during training is actually producing more taurine when we train, and high amounts of beta-alanine could drop the uptake, because beta-alanine is taking that uptake pathway against the taurine there. And that's why it's good as far as taurine, in my opinion, is either supplement with taurine in an intra-workout or a post-workout formula. 1 gram should be sufficient to, get some more taurine in your body and raise the taurine levels, because it's a very essential amino acid. But it does the same thing. It chitlates, and beta-alanine chitlates heavy metals just like taurine does. What else do I have on here on my little notes here? Yeah, that's about it. So let's see here. Last time I forgot to look at comments. I know it's a holiday weekend, so I might not give you comments, but I'm going to keep an eye out for them this time, because I totally was in the zone last time when I was doing this. Beta-alanine. So to finish that off, this is maybe short because I don't think anybody's on YouTube right now. I got to start letting people know. Beta-alanine has definitely some benefits for pre-workouts. In my opinion, you can do without it, but the benefits that it does have, as far as lessen fatigue, is a plus big time. And when that inflammation comes down, everything comes down, you're going to have a bitchin' ass workout. And you're going to go into your workout feeling good. So just a little takeaway there. You know, one other thing I wanted to talk about, because that was really short, is Cell-Flow 6. I should put that. I'll put that in the title there. I did some research on Cell-Flow 6. So I talked to Matt a while back, and I'm starting to rap. What's up with that? Let's see here. And let me see if I can find it here. Cell-Flow. Yeah, I should put this on the screen there so you guys can see my screen and all the freaking stuff I have on it. I think this is it. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to just put my whole screen on here so you guys can look at this. Let's see. Screen share. Entire screen. Let's see if it shares it. Here. Yeah. Oh, what's up, James? Got to love the beta. Yep, man. Really do. Really, really do. I'm going to throw up the, if I can get it. This thing's blocking it. So beta-alanine, I went over that. I know a lot of people, it's in the beginning of the video. So if you're just coming on, as far as should beta-alanine be in pre-workouts, we went over it. And the take is, if you really look at it on a healthy level, other than just what it's going to do and benefit you during your workout, there's a lot of health benefits to it as well. It has a lot of functions like taurine, for those that are just chiming in, getting rid of heavy metals out of the body. And it lessens fatigue. So if you're not saturated, you're still going to lessen fatigue once it kicks in, because of the hydrogen ions. They're going to lower the pH in your muscles right away. So when you get the pins and needles, that's the hydrogen ions from the conversion from beta-alanine to carnosine. So fatigue, if you haven't ever been saturated with beta-alanine, I recommend, if you actually love to train. So let's say you're doing CrossFit, you're doing supersets, you're really hitting it 5-6 days a week. You're constantly hitting it. You're on a mission and you've got some goals going on there. Saturate yourself with beta-alanine. You will notice a big difference in your reps and sets in the gym and how long you last in the gym. But you have to get that saturation point in order to get those effects there. I'm going to throw this in the title afterwards, but I should have put it in there. But I talked to Matt a while back, the maker of Cell-Flow 6 and Basso 6. So I'm going to be posting a review that's got Cell-Flow 6 in it, and it's going to talk about a few things about Cell-Flow 6. And I know everybody says, it's just a green tea extract. Well, it's Cell-Flow 6 is actually extracted to galated epicatechins, galated catechins, and procyanthins that are in green tea that cause the effects, which are somewhat mild and somewhat played up with green tea when somebody's trying to lose weight. So green tea itself does not. I gotta see if there's some comments. I'm blocking it now. Hey, what's up, guys? Gotta feel the betas, be the alpha homie. Got some grudge gym homie talk going in here. Can beta-alanine still be effective at half the recommended dose, or is it just too weak for less than your amounts? Fabian, yeah, beta-alanine can actually be effective at 1 gram, 2 grams, 3 grams. If you're not saturated, it's still going to lower fatigue. It's still going to transfer over to carnosine. It's still going to emit those hydrogen ions, which is going to lower the fatigue in the muscles and make you feel good once it starts kicking in as far as inflammation and everything. The effects that beta-alanine gives for more reps and more sets in the gym is a little bit of the lessening of the fatigue, but you have to be saturated with beta-alanine. So 28 days of 6.4 grams a day is going to saturate you with beta-alanine. So if you want to feel the effects in the gym, you're going to have to buy a little tub of beta-alanine and just dose that sucker twice a day at 3.2 grams for 28 days. Sandra, you want to be saturated. Yep. Thanks, Sandra. It's all about saturation for sure. Love the beta tingles. GGH is that dude. Yes, he is. So, kind of wanted to, I want to be able to see the screen here. Let me cut this back here a little bit, but I don't want to be all, because I've been kind of, what's that? No, you don't want to force that. with Cellflow 6, I've actually really wanted to talk about it because I researched a ton of stuff on this thing. So the way this thing is extracted, and I'll keep my eye out here on the side notes there. And everybody, look at the side notes. There's a lot of people on here that actually know what they're talking about. You know, the acid, the metabolite buffering, like Sandra says. What's up, man? What's up, promo 130? Look on the side notes too. Rewind the video or watch the video in the beginning if you're just jumping in here. If you weren't chimed in when I started, I talked a little bit about beta-alanine. And now we're jumping into Cellflow 6, which is Vaso 6 as well. And I got a list here on the screen if you guys can see it, and I know you can see it. The things that it does, it actually helps with actin cytoskeleton signaling. So this is the key regulator of cell signaling. These are all my notes. I got notes all over my computer. There's C-amp responses for element binding to the Krebs cycle, which is important for neuro excitation, long-term memory formation, and cell proliferation. So keep in mind that Cellflow 6, as you guys are looking at this, if you are reading it and you're not just, I don't want to go over everything. Look at this. This is all that it's actually been shown to do on here. And I literally had to take each one of these responses and dive into them and figure out what the heck does this response do? You know, nitric oxide signaling right here, cardiovascular system. So I wrote down exactly everything that's going on here, the pathways, we got neural signaling, immune response, inflammatory response, modulation of ion channels. Ion channels are super important in the body. So we want to be conductive inside. So for those that don't know about like electricity and voltage, conduction is going to allow with transfer of ions and energy from nerve signaling to nerve signaling. So I know we're jumping off topic with the beta-alanine, but this is super important. The reviews I'm reposting on the pump formula that I'm going to be doing, or that I just did, I got to put it together. It's going to be Tuesday. And I talked about a little bit like that, about that. Sodium ions, so that's why sodium's super important. Peak Himalayan salt, super important in pre-workouts. So keep an eye out for that. Really do not shrug Cellflow 6. Just a quick one. Cellflow 6 or Vaso 6 as being just green tea, because as you can see, it is not. I had the privilege of looking at the studies before it was patented, and this is what came out of it. All this stuff for Cellflow 6 and Vaso 6. Fantastic antioxidant. It's not green tea. So jumping back into this here, I can get rid of the screen, man. It's just like too much depth going on there. So do you believe some people are insensitive to the beta-alanine tingles but still benefit from the increased energy performance? Yeah. Here's the thing. So like we said, you have to be saturated with beta-alanine to get the endurance and the energy performance. I know when we do the reviews, more reps, more sets in the gym, blah, blah. But in all honesty, in the beginning of the video, I talked about how I actually went off beta-alanine for, it had to be a month, maybe a little bit longer. I actually just literally stopped taking it and I jumped back on it. And I wanted to see what the effects were because I was saturated. So I got to feel the effects there, and I wanted to see what I lost from not being saturated, and also how my body reacted just taking it periodically, like without being saturated in the first stages before it gets to saturation. And the only thing I noticed when you're not saturated is it lessens fatigue. It will lessen fatigue. Those ions will lessen fatigue, might lessen fatigue during your training. But like you're saying here, the benefits from increased energy and performance, whether you're feeling the tingles or not, you're going to get that energy and performance if you're saturated. Kind of just making it short there. If you're not saturated, then I guarantee the only thing you're getting as far as feeling like you're going more is either other things in the pre-workout or the less fatigue. So if you are inflamed, if you have fatigue building up in your muscles, those hydrogen ions will actually lessen fatigue, but they aren't going to, if you're not saturated, you're going to get very little buffering of hydrogen within the muscles for those metabolites to actually push through more reps and more sets. So I know this is. I said I was going to go live every Sunday, and I don't prepare for this. I should, really, I should, but I just want to jump on with topics, see what you guys have to say, put a little information out there, and see if you guys can benefit. If you feel like you're benefiting from it. If not, then honestly, for those that are still on, I'm not the. I never wanted to or want to be the reviewer that tells you just how good something tastes, or to be excited about a pre-workout, or be excited about an energy drink. Oh yeah, that type of a thing. It's really just, for me, I started the channel for information from coming down with the type 1 diabetes, for those that haven't been following me that for a long period of time. And that information, as far as knowing what you're putting in your body, is super important to me. Super important to me, because there's a lot of stuff that can damage you if you overdo it. I mean, we talk about ingredients like DMHA. We talk about overdoing nootropics. We always talk about stems. Everybody's talking about stems, but no one's addressing, because the industry is so darn huge. It's a multi-million-dollar industry when it comes to mushrooms and all these mushrooms extracts out there. Did you know reishi mushroom, they hide the information that it actually blocks DHT, which is an important hormone for men to a certain degree for testosterone. So we're not being told a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to dive real deep into things for you guys. So I can just give you the information that's pretty much in my head, and I'm not trying to tell you to not take something or to take something, but more like give you the information so you can make your own educated choice on what products you actually, what ingredients you want to see in a product, what ingredients you want to try. DMHA. I take DMHA every once in a while, and I don't have any problem with it. Taking it once, twice a week. I don't know why this gets thing to force stop Google, because my computer's overloaded. That's why. I love this information videos. Reviews are great though, bro. Too. Thanks, man. Hey, sorry about the brain. I'm kind of like bouncing around a little bit here. I went to the movies, like I said in the beginning. I had 2 tubs of popcorn. Yeah, I'm a type 1 diabetic that lives dangerously. I love it, but those carbs and the glucose like hit me in the head when my insulin's popping in. So I feel like I'm stuttering every once in a while. If you guys have anything you guys want to talk about as far as no ingredients more, the beta-alanine thing kind of jumped in. I got touched on Sulfo 6 a little bit, to not mistake that for green tea, because it is not green tea. And I have a lot of information on my computer. I could pop up notes where I literally my wife thinks I'm crazy, because I will dive into scientific literature on how things react on a cellular level in the body, and she has to pull me away, because I want to know more. Like, when it comes to beta-alanine, where I was talking about how it chitlates some heavy metals. Like, I wanted to know more beyond the idea that it just lessens fatigue and gives you more reps and sets in the gym. How's this going to benefit me in the long run? So is it worth it to me as far as that goes? So I want to give you guys that information when I can, without trying to be too boring for you guys. But I'm going to get going. I'm going to come on here. I'm going to try to start putting little like attention somewhere, whether it's on YouTube, that I will be going live. But I will be going live every Sunday. I kind of committed to it from 4 to 5. Whether I really have like this here, beta-alanine, I was researching a bunch of stuff today, and honestly, it didn't confirm to me. I was already researching beta-alanine. It's my man Surplus Arsenal on Instagram DM me and ask me about it, and I go, I got to talk about it. Got to talk about it a little bit, So I just chose that one out of about 6 different things I was bouncing around to talk about. I don't understand the beta-alanine craze. It does nothing for performance unless loaded daily. That's right, Dan. So what we're talking about. That money could be used to put carnitine in the formula, something that actually helps performance. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about carnitine too. I love carnitine. I love acetylcarnitine, Dan. That's probably where I get the most benefits as far as carnitine. Regular L-carnitine, I don't get a lot of benefits from, but everybody's different. And if someone benefits from it, shoot, keep doing it. Turn oil, turn all my focus is off. Turn all your notes and articles on the website. They make good reads. Yeah, I'll have to have my wife go through and make sure I spelt everything right before I do that. But yeah, I am going to start putting in some more articles on the website there, Bobby. And thank you, man. Appreciate you. So I'm going to get going. I'm going to eat some dinner. Leave some comments below if you guys have any other questions about beta-alanine. I hope I covered everything. Should beta-alanine be in pre-workouts? Honestly, I think it's great. I don't think there's a problem with it. But you're not going to get the effects of more reps, more sets in the endurance in the gym unless you're saturated. But you will get some effects as far as anti-fatigue from those hydrogen ions building up and lowering the pH in the muscle there. So hope this video helps someone out there, and we'll see you guys next time on the channel. I'm going to get going, okay? You guys have a fabulous Labor Day weekend, okay? We'll see you guys on Tuesday. That's when that pump video is coming up. See you then.